It's a real pleasure to welcome singer-songwriter Sara Storer to ArtSound FM. Sara's songwriting is celebrated for its honesty and distinctly Australian character, often focusing on family, isolation, resilience and life on the land. Sara is known for her vivid storytelling and deep connection to rural life. Over her career, she's released a string of acclaimed albums including Beautiful Circle, Silver Skies and Rain Dance. Her debut album, Chasing Buffalo, in 2001 was a major success, earning Sara multiple Golden Guitar Awards. Sara will be joining Shane Nicholson and Shane Howard on the For Sake of the Song tour. And it's a remarkable union of three Australian songwriting giants. And listen up, because they're starting their tour right here in Canberra in May. Sara, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Welcome to ArtSound FM.
Hi, Joanne. Hi, Paul.
And Sara, you've built a respected catalogue of songs through your ability to capture the spirit of regional Australia. What are you most proud of?
Oh, that I get another album out every couple of years. It can be challenging at times, and so it's just really nice when you have that new album in your hand. It's all done, it's completed, and you can get your songs out there to everyone.
Yeah, challenging at times. I'm wondering whether your relationship with music has changed over the years throughout the course of those albums that you have released?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think the relationship between myself and music is just unconditional love, and doesn't matter what sort of boundaries come up or things that I face, the power and love of songwriting and the joy that I get out of it, it's forefront, and I can't give it up. Every now and then I've said, that's it, I'm putting the boots up. And before I know it, by the end of that week, I've written another song and then another one after that, and then I've got a new album, and I'm like, right, let's get on with it and get back into it. Yeah.
And away you go.
And Sara, your songs often feel like snapshots of real Australian life with sincerity and poetic detail. So what does it mean to you when people connect with them?
Oh, it's a big deal because, when you write songs, you could purely write them for just sitting around in your home, in your lounge room, singing them to yourself or annoying your family members. But to take those songs then out to people who come along to your shows, whether they know you on a personal level, whether they're strangers, and then having that connection through being up on stage and singing is something wonderful, and there's a real high about it, and the power of song, and the song I'm singing, when they connect in their way, whether it's through their own experience with what you're singing about or just hearing a story for the first time and just going along with the ride, it's very rewarding, really. And because sometimes songs can come out of nowhere and they can take you months to write, or they're written for a certain reason. It might be just written from a sentence that somebody said, and you keep that locked in the back of your mind. And then when you're trying them out on audiences, just to see their reaction, their feedback when you talk to them after the show, you think, you can see why music is such a powerful thing and that it's been around for years. It's such a great way of communicating.
I wondered too, with that songwriting, a little bit about the process. I find it very interesting to delve into how you actually do it, and whether it's you have the lyrics first, or is it a melody, or do you take yourself off somewhere into a special place for a songwriting session, or how does that work for you?
There's a lot going on. Throughout the years, I have not had children, and then at one stage I've had 4 boys under 6 and writing.
Wow, that's
writing
impressive.
songs. Well, I don't know if it's impressive.
It is.
Some of the lines may have probably need a little polishing up if you listen back to the lyrics, but oh, look, when I first started, a lot of those songs need a lot of polishing up. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just giving it a red-hot go. These days I'm probably a little bit more fussy when it comes to every line, having to make sure it's perfect. But songs, I always write my lyrics first, and then I'll pick up the guitar. And the guitar normally just pretty much will find the melody straight up. You know, sometimes it's challenging, but it's amazing what hanging out a load of washing can do, and you come back and there it is.
Oh, that's so funny. And Sara, you've also collaborated with many artists over the years. I'm wondering, do you write differently when collaborating versus solo writing?
Well, I've collaborated a lot with my brother. That's easy because if something's not working for me, I don't have to try and find out a way to hurt him where he might get upset. It's just he knows what I need from songs and vice versa. But when you're writing with other artists that may be your hero, like Paul Kelly, for example, I was more worried about what I was going to make him for lunch, let alone what we're going to write about. Does he eat meat? I'm not sure. Anyway, they can be really nerve-wracking experiences because, and I'm a really slow writer and he's very quick. So I was trying to contribute and then just come out with a silly line. But it was a real joy to wave goodbye and go, wow, I've just sat down with Paul. We've written a really good song, and those moments are fantastic as well.
And Sara, you're an obvious choice to join Shane Nicholson and Shane Howard on the For the Sake of the Song tour in May. What are you looking forward to the most in terms of being on stage with the two Shanes? And what does it mean to you personally being on that tour?
I think the journey it's going to take the audience on, it's going to be really special. We caught up a little while back to run the songs and just have a look at it as a whole set, you know, and the songs gelling together and move things around a little bit. And it just all felt so easy. And, you know, I sort of would sit there and get lost and it's like, Sara, it's your turn. Oh, all right, now what am I singing? You know, I just sat there listening to the boys sing and trying to jump in on a harmony and work out what we're going to do to help each other out. Very special. And I think, just the highlight will be probably when we finish and having that moment with the crowd to say, have we done our job for you guys? Because it is at the end of the day about the songs and taking people to places and just giving them a little bit more insight on how songs come about too. They come in all different shapes and sizes and for different reasons.
Well, it'll be great. We've said this to the other two too, but it'd be fantastic. We're having this insight from all of you now before you start this or when you're partway through that journey. Geez, it'd be fabulous to investigate it again at the end, you know, and to see how you've all grown both together and with each other through undertaking this exercise.
Absolutely, yeah. We're all really relying on each other, and not one of us can let each other down. And I am a bit concerned my end because I need to work at my harmonies. I can sing a melody, but so I'm going to be singing in the shower for weeks before this show to get up to scratch with the boys. But no, that's the biggest thing is we're all relying on each other to bring out the best in the song and sing it in a way that hasn't been sung before. So, yeah, it's going to be fab.
I think it was Shane Howard that sort of made the point that, you know, you're all singers, so you're going to have great harmonies. And Shane Nicholson also talked about, he mentioned it's sort of like a Venn diagram of the way your music all fits together, and you'll be bringing sort of your audiences, so there'll be new people coming who are not necessarily aware of all of the music that you all play individually. So, you know, I think it's going to have very wide appeal.
Yeah, and I thought about that initially when we said, all right, we need, you know, half a dozen songs each, and I just put down 6 songs, the first 6 that came to me, thinking, yep. And then when we were rehearsing, I think, oh, should I put, because it's going to be a new audience, is this getting too country instead of not enough folky, or, you know, will I lose people? And you've just got to stop thinking like that, because the songs, they're there for a reason. I think, especially when I look at some that I've put down, I go, there's a really good reason why that's there, and it's going to show another side to an audience that haven't seen my music or heard me. It's going to show a really wide range of what I do, rather than just I better stick to the folky songs. No, I need to stretch it so you see how broad you can get when you songwrite. You can write your ballads, you can write your rock, you can write your your storytelling songs, and so it's a real mix. Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a fabulous evening here, and I think that's Tuesday, the 12th of May at the Street Theatre here in Canberra. Sara Storer, it's been our pleasure talking with you on ArtSound FM, and we wish you all the very best for the sake of the song tour. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you, Joanne and Paul, for your time. We really appreciate it.